Canada. Do you want to know how many? So it was 10,000 in 2015. Do you know how many it is as of the data that they released on Friday night? 291,000, almost 292,000 people are in the asylum claim backlog. Many of these folks will be bogus claims, probably close to half.
Who do these liberals think they're fooling? We're going to have the immigration crisis exposed. I think that this was a planned crisis. Anyhow, it would seem that there were very many warning signs. We're going to have Dr. Jordan Peterson, opposition Conservative Leader Pierre Poilievre discussing what the basic issues are quickly. And then we're going to have the Shadow Minister, Michelle Rempel Garner, really break it down. Then we're going to take a peek at Lena Diab. She's the twit that they put in charge of the immigration. I mean, this is planned. There's no doubt about it. You put people as incompetent as Lena Diab in charge of things where there's a crisis when you want to have a crisis. It's a total deconstruction of what Mark Carney and his liberals are doing. WEF policy agendas. Let's take a look. Let's get into it. Should be fun. Love Dr. Jordan Peterson. Pierre Poilievre back in the house.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Immigration, porous border. I think our per capita immigration rate exceeds that of the U.S., even given the U.S. open southern border.
Oh, by far. We had a population growth of 1.2 million in 2023. That's on a base of 40 million people. So it's an astonishing number of people to bring in 1 year. Everyone now admits that this was a calamity for housing, the job market, and our healthcare system.
Well, Trudeau himself walked it back recently.
He walked it back.
With what was the approximation of a public apology.
Yes. This is after he called everyone who questioned his immigration policy a racist.
Right.
And then he adopted the policies that he was calling racist only a year and a half earlier. So.
Oh, yeah. No wonder the Liberals were hiding immigration data. So you'll remember if you watch my feed that Conservative colleagues and we exposed that the Liberal government was purposefully hiding immigration levels numbers over the last several months. And late Friday night, the Liberals sneakily, after all of your pressure, and thank you guys so much for putting pressure on the Liberal government, but after the pressure that you helped us put on the Liberal government, the Liberals sneakily released the immigration data late on Friday night. And man, the data that was in there is really going to shock you. And you're not going to hear this on the CBC, folks. You're not going to hear this in a lot of mainstream media outlets. But what that data showed is really shocking. And in order to help me get the word out, to keep that, that pressure on the Liberals, that accountability, because they, continue to shutter Parliament, I need you to share this video. Sharing this video allows me and my Conservative colleagues to get the word out. But, my Conservative colleagues and I, kudos to them, spent the weekend going through this data, and it is absolutely shocking. So let me give you a rundown on what some of the worst numbers are. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's really bad. Okay. Temporary foreign workers. So these are people that the Liberals let into the country, a lot of them in very low skilled job areas. They're not temporary residents in Canada. They're people who directly compete with Canadians for Canadian jobs. And this whole program suppresses wages, right? And I don't blame people for wanting to come to Canada, but these numbers are going to shock you. So in last year, the Liberals promised that they would cap the temporary foreign worker program for the entire year of 2025 at 82,000. And at the end of June, drum roll, do you want to guess how many of the 82,000 the Liberals had let in at the end of June? How many of the 82,000 temporary foreign workers that they talked about at the end of June do you think that they let in? It was 102,000. So we're only halfway through the year, and the Liberals have already not only blown past their cap, their so-called cap, they've exceeded it by over 20,000 people. And we're not even halfway through the year. Imagine that. They have let, what's about 100,000 people? I want to say it's kind of the size of Kelowna. Imagine a city the size of, 100,000 people. They've let that amount of people in the first 6 months of the year. No wonder they were hiding this data. Now, the important thing to underscore here is that the Liberals, they know that we're in the middle of a youth jobs crisis. What was it? 1 in 5, 1 in 4 students that were returning to school this summer, they couldn't find it, or this fall, they couldn't find a job this summer. That's crazy. Like, can you imagine that? So they knew, the Liberals, Mark Carney knew there was a youth jobs crisis. And yet every employer that was like, well, I need low-skilled foreign labor that suppresses Canadian wages. Can I hire that? The Liberals were like, yep, go ahead, giddy up. Let's bring people in. Like again, I don't blame the people for wanting to come to Canada. But what about Canadians that are struggling to find work? There's stories of kids that are putting out thousands of resumes, hundreds of resumes, and not getting an interview. And why? Well, it's because the Liberals are just saying, yeah, okay, we'll just issue these temporary foreign work permits. Like, think about this. It's 6 months of the year. Like, we're not even halfway through the year, and they've already exceeded their cap by over 20,000. No wonder they were hiding this data. I'm blown away. So there's another program that one kind of fits into. It's called the International Mobility Program. So again, it's got like a lot of foreign labor attached to it. I won't get into all the technicalities. So their total cap for the year that they estimated last year, that they promised in their levels plan, was 285,000. How many of that 285,000, the total amount of, like, it's essentially foreign workers, give or take, how many do you think that they let in by the end of June? That was a question I asked on Friday night. Okay. Out of 285,000, how many do you think they've let in 6 months? 302,000. 302. We're not even halfway through can you imagine being the immigration minister? Like, how did she not go to her department and go, what the, like, Mark Carney, like, how did he not go to his immigration minister and go, of course, this is why they were hiding the data. Of course, this is why they were hiding the data. This helps nobody. We're in a housing crisis. We're in a jobs crisis, and our emergency rooms are overflowing. And you know what the Liberals are doing? They're basically going, giddy up, let everybody into the country when blowing past the caps. That's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to people wanting to come to this country. It's not fair to people who are struggling to make ends meet because they can't find a job. Like, it's just bananas. But here's some more data on the no wonder they were hiding the data front. Okay, this is Conservative Leader Pierre Poilievre put out this wonderful little graphic. It's going to be mirrored. Apologies. In 2015, before Justin Trudeau took office, there were just under 10,000 asylum claim applications. And I have to explain to you what an asylum claim application is. It's somebody who enters Canada and then asks for asylum. So it's not like a refugee who's already had their claim proved overseas. These are somebody who comes to Canada and then makes a claim, including the people who illegally cross the border in upstate New York and claim asylum to Canada. Do you want to know how many? So it was 10,000 in 2015. Do you know how many it is as of the data that they released on Friday night? 291,000, almost 292,000 people are in the asylum claim backlog. Many of these folks will be bogus claims. Probably close to half or more will be bogus claims. Okay? Somewhere in there. And you know what? While all of these people are waiting to claim, guess what happens to these people here? They can have healthcare benefits. They can have dental benefits. They get put up in hotels. There was the Liberals spent $1.2 billion on hotels. This is crazy. This is not what the asylum claim system was. Can you imagine being the immigration minister and being like, yeah, that's great. Okay. It's fine. No, it's not fine. How are these people not acting on this? This isn't fair to anybody. This is a mockery of Canada's asylum claim system. Like, no wonder they were hiding this data. No wonder they were hiding this data, right? There is so much more in here. You know, Conservative Leader Pierre Poilievre, he issued a statement today. I'm just going to read the one line from it. Meanwhile, our asylum claim system is facing collapse with a 2,900% increase in the backlog since 2015. Wait times for hearings have already been stretched beyond 4 years. These new numbers mean more delays, turning Canada's asylum process into a waiting room of broken promises. This is great, like crazy. And we've just started going through this data. Can you imagine being so incompetent as both the leader of a G7 country and a minister that like you think that these metrics are okay and that there's been no action on it? You know, the immigration minister, Carney's immigration minister, has not done one media availability the entire summer. She has been ghosty-like. We don't even, like, I'm here in Ottawa. I'm working. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you about these problems because I'm putting together ideas on ways to fix it and hold them to account. Where is she? Did she have a wonderful, summer? Just completely crazy. Kudos to Brian Lilly, literally the only person in the mainstream media who wrote a story about this today. I encourage you to read it. It's in the Toronto Sun. It's called The Liberals Promised Fewer Temporary Foreign Workers. Instead, we got more. Can you imagine? We're 6 months through the year and they have blown through. They said that there was going to be 82,000 temporary foreign workers in 2025. And they're already 28,000 over in the first 6 months of the year, in the middle of a jobs crisis, in the middle of a healthcare wait times crisis, in the middle of a housing crisis. Absolutely crazy, outrageous. Share this video. I need you to share this video. It's the way that you can help me punch through Justin Trudeau's censorship bans, his news bans, his censorship bills. The fact that our mainstream media, the CBC, they don't cover issues like this. They don't hold the Liberals to account. They're the Liberals' propaganda arm, right? This is such a critical issue. And why? Because the promise of Canada is that if you come here, right, and work hard, you're able to earn a powerful paycheck, make ends meet, build a better life for your family. But when you bring in so many people that it creates a jobs crisis, a housing crisis, and a healthcare crisis, that's not fair to anybody. And the Liberals' radical immigration policies, this massive spike. I mean, let me show you the asylum claims in graph format. Look at this. Look at this graph. So again, it's mirrored, but it started at 10,000 in 2025, and it's had almost 300,000. That doesn't help anybody. This is crazy. This is an absolute abuse of the immigration system that needs to be fixed. But rest assured, Conservatives are on the case. And we will be putting forward a plan this fall that is going to hold the government to account and do their job for them. Show them how to fix the system and make it fair again for everybody, right? Just absolutely brutal. If there's one thing that the Liberals, the shame that they should hold more than anything else, I think, is their breaking of the immigration system. And this data that they released today, after hiding it for months, Lena, you're going to have to do better than this, okay? You're facing me. I'm going to hold you to account. You can't just hide data and look, especially when it's like just brutal.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
The honourable member for Thornhill.
I'm going to split my time 3 ways. Does the minister know what the average time is for vetting each person admitted to Canada for security risks?
Honourable Minister.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for that question. So vetting security risk is something.
The honourable member.
What is the average time spent vetting each Canadian who comes here, or each immigrant who comes here, for security risks?
Minister.
So thank you again, Mr. Chair, for that question. We do have service standards. In my briefings, in the very short little time that I've been a minister, I understand we're actually meeting and exceeding those standards.
The honourable member.
Can the minister tell anybody in this House about any part of the process of vetting immigrants for security risks in Canada?
The honourable minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, for that question. We actually spoke about it, and it's in the estimate. We have biometrics that...
The honourable member.
The government has committed to letting in hundreds of thousands of immigrants into Canada. How many of these people will be allowed to come here without comprehensive vetting and interviews?
The honourable minister.
Well, all immigrants that come here, whether it's the international students, whether it's the temporary foreign workers, are screened by biometrics. There's comprehensive screening that is done.
Member.
Is the minister confident that the amount of time spent on vetting immigrants before they come to Canada for security risk is sufficient to keep Canadians safe? Yes or no?
Minister.
Well, we work very hard at IRCC with our partners, around the globe to ensure that
The honourable member.
Confident that the time spent on vetting immigrants is sufficient to keep Canadians safe?
The honourable minister.
Well, safety of Canadians is our prime importance, and that is why we've also introduced Bill C-2 to strengthen our borders and ensure that immigration system and visa.
The honourable member.
The minister is not familiar with how much time it takes to vet, but is she confident with the amount of vetting that takes place to keep Canadians safe? It's a yes or no question.
The honourable minister.
So again, Mr. Chair, there are biometrics even in the estimates. We've got funding allocated for those, $55.5 million in the estimates. There are...
The honourable member.
The amount of time spent on vetting Mohammed Khan, he was the student arrested last year for plotting an ISIS attack in New York, whose social media had extremist content. Was that sufficient?
Minister.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chair. CBSA would be more the department that would be able to answer type questions like that.
The honourable member.
The minister is responsible for vetting and letting in Canadians. Does she think that sufficient time was spent on vetting him?
Minister.
Again, Mr. Chair, these questions are better suited to the public safety and the Canada Border Service.
The honourable member.
Minister of Immigration understand her job?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have a mandate letter from the Prime Minister, and he has made it quite clear as to what the expectations are.
The honourable member.
Does the minister believe that non-permanent residents should be deported if they are charged and convicted with a criminal offence?
The honourable minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. These are security matters and security issues, and of course, that's public safety, and CBSA takes control of that.
Honourable member.
Immigration question. She decides who comes into Canada. Does she believe that non-permanent residents who have been convicted of a criminal offence should be deported? Yes or no?
Honourable minister.
So thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We have a robust criminal justice system, and there are rules in place. Again, people that are charged and with effect or charged.
The honourable member.
What color is my shirt?
The honourable minister.
Well, you would probably know more than me the color of your shirt. You're wearing it.
Chair. The honourable member.
Of answering a simple question.
Honourable minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I believe I've been answering the questions.
Honourable member.
Minister, does the minister believe that Ahmed Al-Didi, he was the 2008 Syrian refugee who was charged in 2024 after appearing in an ISIS torture video, missed by initial screenings in this government? Did the Liberal government spend enough time vetting him? Just a simple yes or no.
Well, Minister, very brief response.
Well, thank you again, Mr. Chair. We have robust measures in the main estimates that deal with biometric collections, with security. But again, CBSA and CSIS are the ones that are in charge of that. Yeah.
As a European, I am a European,
European.
actually.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
I'm Irish citizen. Yeah. So there you
welcome.
go.
Welcome.
Speaking as a European.
WTF.
Here, here.
How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
More than just elbows.
And as the most European of the non-European countries.
Being aware of what potential conflicts of interest you
What
sought
possible
to avoid.
conflict would you have, Stephanie? Stephanie, I'm complying with the rules. I'm complying with the rules in advance. Confiance.
These are Muslim values. These are Canadian values.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations, you're spending more money on taxes than on food, clothing, and shelter combined.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
All right, gang, thank you all very much for watching. Aaron, Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe. Smash that subscribe. We're trying to grow this thing. Canadian federal politics. Get yours right here. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.